The Bartell Company was established in 1964 in Riverside, California by Ted Peckles and Paul Barth. The Bartell name being a combination of their surnames Barth and Peckles. In 1967, Tom Mitchell, a Bartell employee, proposed building a fretless guitar. Ted Peckles wasn't very keen on the idea, but Paul Barth designed one and made the first prototype with Tom. To market and promote their new fretless design, Bartell turned to renowned session player and music store owner Al Casey. It's the 1st of August 1967. George Harrison and his wife Patty, Alexis Mardes and Neil Aspinall are flying in from London to Los Angeles and staying at 1567 Blue Jay Way in the Hollywood Hills. Al Casey knows this is his big opportunity. Al Casey's wife Maxine successfully delivered the Bartell fretless prototype to George Harrison up in the Hollywood Hills that foggy night. Jubilant with their successful delivery to George, the Caseys take out an advert in the Los Angeles Free Press on the 1st of September 1967, proclaiming, "George Harrison got the first guitar. Maybe if you hurry, you can get the second one." George returns to London and the Bartell fretless guitar ends up at Abbey Road in Studio 2 and is kept in the locker. It's there for the duration of the White Album recording period. On the 6th of June 1968, Kenny Everett is interviewing John Lennon at Abbey Road, playing the Bartell fretless guitar.
Hi friends, you sit here cross-legged on the amplifier, strummling away. Guruing. I hope we're going to hear this, listeners, because we have a lot of fun doing them, but never quite hear them, listeners. Never quite hear them when you get him.
Well, I will play this completely all the way through, just for you.
For you.
What kind of guitar is that? Very strange looking.
Fretless guitar. Nobody's boy. Get out, listeners.
Was the Bartell fretless played on the Beatles' White Album. Dr. Jan Gorski-Messer, a friend of George Harrison for over 30 years, said George referred to it as the Mad Guitar. Jan, in his conversations with George about the fretless guitar, said it was given to them in 1967 and it saw use the following year on the White Album, notably on Helter Skelter and Happiness is a Warm Gun. Fretless expert and senior lecturer of music at Leeds Beckett University, Kenny Jenkins, said, "I listened carefully to Helter Skelter and Happiness is a Warm Gun from the White Album. Having spent a fair amount of time playing the fretless guitar, I can definitely say that is what is being used on these tracks." One of the world's leading exponents on the fretless guitar and lecturer in music performance at the University of Kent, Dr. Richard Perks, concurs and says, "I can say with some degree of certainty that a fretless electric guitar was used during the recording of the Beatles' White Album, again identifying Happiness is a Warm Gun and Helter Skelter as obvious examples." Music researchers Orby House on their YouTube channel made a serious comparison of various techniques to reproduce the very distinctive sounds of a fretless guitar on the Beatles' White Album, and they concluded, well, it was definitely a fretless guitar at Abbey Road, and it was definitely used on the White Album. George Harrison kept the Bartell with his collection of guitars at his home in Friar Park, Henley-on-Thames. In 1973, Mark Moffat of Top Gear Music in London remembers Apple delivering a batch of George Harrison's guitars for setup and cleaning, including guitars like Rocky, the Rick 12, the Epiphone Casino and the Dobro lap steel. But the mystery guitar amongst them all was the oddball Bartell fretless guitar. George kept the guitar until 1985. At that time, Ray Russell, a session player highly respected in the London music scene, was working with George on a new film called Water, George, seeing how well Ray played the fretless guitar, decided at that time to gift it to him. Ray was a lucky man. In the summer of 2019, Ray Russell took his much-loved guitar along to the BBC Antiques Roadshow for appraisal. It turned out to be quite a day.
I would suggest that at auction, I wouldn't be surprised if it made between £300,000 and £400,000.
Should I have a drink?